right. All right. So back to First of all, first and foremost, go check out some prints that I still got up for sale. I guess the new thing is I'm window mounting all the prints, so um, you'll get a window mounted photo on a 16 by 20 mount board. So you can just fit it into a frame, a 16 by 20 frame. It'll be ready for. And then again, so I'm doing these just to finish off this damn project of camping every month last year, and it's fucking been a year. God damn it. But I've wrote a bunch of stuff. Not a bunch of stuff. I wrote like 4 damn things, and sometimes it takes long. It was fun. It was a good process. It was fun to write, but I think it's easier just to do this format. All right. Anyways, let's get to it. So this trip is Mosquito Lakes. I don't remember the dates. That's the problem with film. You don't have fucking all the information in the file. What the fuck? What day was this? I don't even have the iPhone. There's gonna be no iPhone exclusives on this one. I'm not gonna look for it right now. So Mosquito Lakes, south side of Sequoia, fishing in Mosquito Lakes. Computer's slow with the loading. So this trip, I'm gonna talk about how nice this place is and why I like Mosquito Lakes. Yeah, whatever. Weather's nuts there all the time. All right, but first and foremost, did I say that already? So this trip we're gonna cover Mosquito Lakes. The photos are kind of backwards from the scans. But we're gonna get into people. So this camping trip, there was two new people to backpacking in general, and we'll kind of go through some of the experiences they went through. Adjusting just to camping and like just sleeping outside for a couple days with no amenities. So camping with new people. So basically, making a trip that everyone can go to. Making a trip that's easy for everyone. So that's kind of one topic. The other topic of this, I thought I remembered. I thought I could freestyle this. The other topic is the south side of Sequoia, man. Like this part, the whole south side. It's part of Sequoia not a lot of people go to, so I hate that I'm exposing it and saying that it's a tight place to go. I hate that I'm saying, most of it maybe nowadays I actually like this side better than the normal Sequoia side. So I'll get into that. Why I like this part of Sequoia, even though we've done a few hikes here actually, a few or 2, maybe. Yeah, I've been here 3 times I think, but only did backpacking twice. And then the last, what else am I talking about? And then mamiya 7. So this trip I kind of had a somewhat of an assignment plus. I think this was the most film I brought. I brought like 8 rolls plus 1 in the camera, so like 9 rolls. That's like 90 photos. Is this the Velvet shot? It looks like it, yeah. So, and at this point I'm still going with a lot of different kinds of films and just like using it in different situations. So this one photo is actually Velvia in overcast. Normally I've shot Velvia in like bright sunny blue skies. So it's definitely harder because it's Velvet 50, so low ISO, harder to just handhold, and like, you know, your settings are like very low. Wide open f4, probably, hopefully 30th, maybe 60th, maybe a 60th, or hopefully a 60th, maybe a 30th. Anyways, so yeah, those are the three main topics. Did a bad job photo wise. Like this is, I was trying to get some perspective in that leading line, but it's pretty shitty. But yeah, our amazing camp. Oh, the weather there. So yeah, I'm not really gonna go through the trail of the mesquite, like the trail specs or anything like that. Which I should, but I just don't remember a lot of it. It was hard. There's snow on the ground. It had been May. Oh fuck, man. But yeah, let's get into it first. This was the crew: Maggie, Alicia, Teal, Robert, Carlo, Edmund, Selena, and I. So yeah, how this trip came by, it was very, I would say last minute, but I think it was last minute. Yeah, it had to be. But it wasn't scheduled on any of my trips, so it became part of the camp series. My cousin planned it to get out there. Basically, it was Alicia's first time, and it was Selena's first time. So she was from down here, the LA area, and they are from up north. We were meeting. We kind of scheduled a carpool. Me, my cousin, Selena. She had volunteered to drive, which was very nice. And it was a long drive over there. So if you don't know anything about the south side of Sequoia, coming from the south, it's probably, I'd say, an extra 40 minutes to get up to, or to get down, I don't know, up or down, whatever, because you're going south, technically. Fuck, man. So to get to the south side, what is it, Cold Creek, Mineral King, Mosquito Lakes, Eagle Lakes, that whole area, it's probably like an hour and 30, maybe an hour and 40 minutes from the main road. Shit, I should know the number of that road too. Whatever that, Kings Highway 198, is that right? I don't fucking know. But anyways, if you go up to like the normal Sequoia, where the Sequoia trees are, and the General Sherman and all that, it's roughly about an hour, maybe even less, to get from Three Rivers, the city of Three Rivers, the last gas station, like the Chevron, and that lake, Kern River, and all that shit. It probably takes like a solid hour going straight up to get to the main lodgepole area and that whole section. And you know, there's Alta Peak and all those hikes and the Sherman Tree and all that stuff. But for here, it takes, I'd say at least an hour and a half, maybe even longer, of a more unmaintained road, a smaller road, way a sketchier drive. And how did I start talking about this though? Way sketchier drive, and so, and then less campsites, and I'd say harder trails, like less family friendly trails here. So yeah, definitely like that about it now, since we've been to regular Sequoia so many times, and like dealt with the crowds and dealt with the buses and the road closures and like bus only. We've done that, and with all the people, it's fun, especially when you're in a big group and just getting drunk and stuff. That's fun. But yeah, this area there's more. It's more about doing the hikes and just. Well, I mean, there's campsites that are fun, but yeah, there's more hikes off the bat, more harder hikes, and car camping is limited. It's there, but it's limited, and there's no reservations. So I've car camped there twice. First time, and then yeah, another time, and yeah, it was it's cool to car camp. There's less people, definitely less people, and yeah, that's why I like the south side. But I hate that I'm telling all you people that it's nice there and you should go there, because now, well, I mean, it's not like I'm influencing anyone, but but yeah, it's a nice place. So we did Mosquito Lakes Trail, which is probably like I don't know, a 5 mile, less than 5 mile trail, but it's like pretty good for climbing, or I don't know the elevations. Like I said, this ain't no trail review. But yeah, a lot of the trails there are just kind of short and steep, straight up to the destination. Mosquito Lakes here, our campsite's kind of down here on the right. Still unsure if we were supposed to camp there. So I don't know if you could camp at Mosquito Lakes 1. We did. Mosquito Lakes 2 is oh crap. Is through this side, or we went through this side to get there. I think if we did it again, I'd probably go up this way. It's a little bit like, well, it would have been harder, but straight to the point. Less river crossings for sure. But yeah, depending on the time of year, I don't know, there's fucking snow. Oh shit. Yeah, there was a gang of snow. So I don't know what else about the south side. Oh, the weather. So the weather was way shifty on the south. Oh, I don't know the comparison of both. But this area, yeah, the weather's way shifty. I think every time I've camped here, there's been like a hailstorm, at least a hailstorm. Well, which is probably like the max. I don't think it's gonna snow, or we wouldn't backpack when while it's while it's snowing. But yeah, there's been hailstorms. I think both times, rainstorms, thunder, lightning, and I think, yeah, I don't know. It was hectic. There was a couple of hectic nights. It wasn't that bad because the first time, maybe 2 years before this, we camped here at Eagle Lake, which is like the lake probably over this ridge on the other side, actually. We camped there and it hailed, and it was like probably the worst storm maybe we've been in under a tarp. And yeah, that one experience kind of gave us confidence, and then coming here again and having that happen again was like maybe not as shocking, because we kind of I wouldn't say we were ready for rain, or like we knew rain was going to happen, but it happened and we're somewhat prepared. And yeah, the tarp held up. I swear I got a picture of the tarp somewhere. It wasn't this tarp, not that tarp. Here it is. Yeah, I took a picture, one picture. This was probably the morning after the rain when it started to clear up. Oh man, that weather pattern was weird, because early in the morning it'd be clear. Then it would like get dark and kind of drizzle rain the whole afternoon. Yeah, and I remember that happened. It was clear in the morning, then we took off, and then it started to rain and like hail on the way out. Yeah, I remember that. Steep, like I said, steep. And then yeah, I think the south side has the steeper walls, steeper like canyony or steeper mountains, you know. So which makes it better. I mean, over there on the other side, I guess you got, I don't really know. You got Alta Peak and, you know, I don't know, Baldy, I guess. But yeah, here the it's steep. So yeah, in conclusion, the south side, man. We'll get to these photos in a minute. So yeah, I'm kind of working backwards. But yeah, in conclusion, the south side is dope. Less people, less campsites, harder hikes, more backpacking. Yeah, for sure. Decent fishing, better water. There's the one time I went there, the ranger was like bottling water in like gallon things, and he was like, "Yeah, it's the best water in the park. It's tested, whatever." So yeah, that's the south side in general. Camping's nice, all those things I just said, and weather's shifty. More backpacking. So let's get to the camping for first timers. Yeah, this is a good place to trick people into backpacking. Because you tell them like, yeah, it's a 4-mile hike. Yeah, oh, it's a 5-mile hike. Oh, it's because I swear this was like a 3-mile or like 4. I swear it was like 4 miles, or maybe less, 5 miles. But yeah, I mean, sorry, I don't have the stat. Damn it, do I look this shit up? Eagle Lake, Mineral King, 10,000. That's what people don't understand. Fucking, you get there and you're damn, I don't like this sign. What the fuck? Is this the set I normally go on? Modern hiker? Maybe. 6.8 miles. Oh, what am I looking at? Mosquito. I bet this is interesting. Alright. You could do this on your own. Two people have drowned in the past 10 days. One slipped and fell by accident. The current is more cold, fast, powerful. Wow. Damn it. Mosquito Lake, Mineral King. Damn it. Why the fuck wouldn't it say the distance is Mosquito Lake. First campsite, Mosquito Lake 2, 4 miles. So we weren't supposed to camp at Mosquito Lake 1 at like 3 miles. So yeah, ooh. So it's a good place to trick people to go backpacking. One, we weren't supposed to camp where we camped, which I think was literally 3 miles. Because if Mosquito Lake 2 is 4 miles, it had to be 3, maybe like 3.5 miles if we're lucky. So yeah, Mosquito Lake 1 was, so you trick people and say, yeah, it's like a 3-mile hike, no problem. 4-mile hike, no problem. But the elevation gain is nuts, and you're basically camping at whatever, close to 10,000 feet, and hiking at, starting off at like, 8,000, going up to 10. And yeah, it's a good place to trick people into getting into backpacking. But yeah, elevations is definitely a factor at this place, just climbing. So, I don't know. I mean, obviously, it's good to have people not in the know and just surprise them with elevation. And then, for myself, I was like, we kind of knew that there's elevation gain, and how to, pace yourself and manage it. But for the new people, I think one of the first topics with the backpack about backpacking on the way over there, we talked about was, I'm about to sneeze, was pooping. That was it, man. That was the first thing. Like, where the fuck do you poop? How do you poop? Or like, what if people see you and like, how does this happen? And blah blah blah. Pooping. So I think pooping out in the wild is like one of my favorite. Is actually our favorite pastimes. Find a nice spot and squat. Oh man, that should be on a shirt or on like a trowel or like some outdoor thing. Find a nice spot and squat. But yeah, basically, I think the biggest concern was like, what if people see me? First of all, when you get to nice backpacking areas where there's no people, there's, you just got to walk like 100 feet in any direction, and you'll be, somewhat secluded, and you got to let people know, man. I think that's one of the big things people get shy about is like, hey, I'm gonna go poop, man, over there. Don't go that way, And that's like I think it's fine to announce it, or like just say you're gonna go pee in that direction and just go poop or whatever. Everyone will know, but everyone will know if you take more than like a few minutes. Yeah, so yeah, I think pooping's great because you get like the best view ever in your poop spot. If you poop next to ice, you could actually grab some snow and like use it as kind of a not a bidet, but like a moist towelette, some snow on your ass just to clean it up a little bit, freeze it up. This is teal bird watching. Damn, my computer's slow, so I think the drive's slow. Oh, what a bad picture, huh? Oh, we'll get into that in a minute. So another thing with the whole first time camping, I think. So there were parts where, you get to teach people, just the way you do things, cool things, cool camp tricks and all that stuff. So that's fun. That's always positive and fun to do. Let people know what's up. And there's a part of it where you're kind of taking care of people and like, there's certain things that people ain't prepared for that you might have a trick for it, or like, hey, do it this way, or like, there's just a lot of tricks and like little nuances that people don't know about, whether it's like cooking, how you prepare food and like what you eat, like chicken strips trick, the logistics of boiling water, like, oh, you're always asking like, who needs water, or I can make this much water, who needs this extra for what, and if I boil this much, you give me this much water, and like, all that, all those little tricks. But yeah, I think these two new kids, they were both fit as fuck, so I think the hiking part wasn't that much of an issue. Definitely they were tired and it wasn't easy, but they got through it pretty well. What was I going to talk about? All right. So another thing with backpacking for the first time, sometimes you just, you don't, no one, not no one, but a lot of people don't really like know or like are able to invest. Like, they don't know if they like backpacking, and they're not like, not everyone's gonna want to drop, whatever, $3 on a pack and get into it. So she actually borrowed someone's pack, which, wow, that was stupid. Sorry, figuring out this is Zoom full. Yeah, so she borrowed someone's pack, and it didn't fit her properly, and so she kind of learned the hard way. This actually happened to my other cousin when we camped at Catalina. She had a pack that didn't fit right, and just little things like that are comfortable. Like little things like that cause discomfort can kind of like not necessarily ruin it, but like make it that much harder to do. So whether it is carrying a few things that like you don't need, um, something that like my brother had done with like a gang of extra food or like a gang of extra shit that you don't need, to like having a bad fitting pack that's kind of a pain that you gotta adjust every like 10 seconds. It like doesn't really give you accessibility to your water bottle. So yeah, one thing, her water bottle was like not stuck on the side, but like it only like stayed on the side, and because the pack didn't fit and the design of it, she had to like, well, I had to grab the pack or the water and like give it to her every time, and otherwise she'd have to like take off the pack and like get water. So yeah, fitting equipment, and yeah, trying your equipment before you go out, man, because you don't want to be figuring it out last minute. I think that's something we had to do, is like figure it out last minute and like move things around. And then I guess with Carlo taking people for the first time, you do kind of want to carry their stuff, or like help out with them and make the thing as easy as possible for them, so they have a good time. And whether that is carrying extra stuff for them, or like like I said, preparing their food a little bit more so they could, so it's easier time for them. Yeah, you're kind of doing that a lot with first timers, kind of holding their hand, making things easy as possible so they could have the fun experience. Yay, yay, yay. Newcomers. What else about the newcomers? I ended up bringing 3 fishing poles. Yeah, 3 fishing poles for one person, me. But it was good because when you have people just standing around, people want to have fun too, or they want to try it out, or and knowing me, I could fish one spot for like hours and not let go of the pole and just fish and fish and fish and not catching. I could do that all day. So it's good to have an extra pole to like say, hey, here's this, don't fish near me. Fishing was good. Did I talk about this? Velvia on a cloudy day? Maybe we'll talk about it later. What else with the new people? But yeah, overall they did well physically, and then yeah, they handled it. They handled their poops. Yeah, everyone pooped. And that's the lesson of the day, boys and girls. Everyone poops in the wild. Can't get away from it. As long as you hold out, can't get away from it. You gotta poop. But yeah, alright, so there was one. So since we camped in Mosquito Lakes 1 where we weren't supposed to hike, for a day hike, we went to Mosquito Lakes 2, which, yeah, it was kind of, it was fun. Everyone was kind of burnt, maybe. And like, people were having like just feeling, excuse me, just feeling tired to get up there. And like, people ain't used to the grind of like camping, of doing miles each day or something like that. And yeah, people have to adjust. It's like those vacations where it's actually more work than actual vacation. Definitely backpacking is like that. Because we did have moments like this that were like nice and chill. Moments of, God damn it, why are these all like mixed up? Moments of just fishing all morning and like, just hanging out, sitting on the hammock at times. But then we also had to walk a mile or two up some steep ass shit. But yeah, I think, just it kind of depends on the people you camp with, how they are and like how they adjust to, and you kind of want to push them enough. I think back in the days when we were kids, we got drug along to do all this stuff with our cousins. They drug us everywhere. Our uncles drug us everywhere, and we always. I think we all always, not all of us always made it, but everyone was doing it, and yeah, I think sometimes they drug us along to places we couldn't make it to. I don't remember anything specific, but I'm sure it happened. But yeah, everyone made it on this trip, and we all had fun. So I talked about the south side, and I talked about the newcomers. So I had somewhat of a photo assignment. I guess we'll talk about photography now. Man, I wish I had notes. So just quickly, Maggie caught all the fish, man. She didn't even bring a fishing pole. That was the funny part. But she caught the most fish on this trip. So alright, photo wise, I wonder how long it's been. I didn't start a fucking timer. What do I got to talk? Oh, the photo assignment. So I was commissioned by my cousin to take pictures of Alicia here. It was her first trip, and he just said, "Yeah, do whatever you want and document it." And I kind of was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna make her work. I'm gonna make her model for me." I've never met this girl. I've never seen this girl. Then right off the bat, it became, you kind of get into camping mode, and it became hard to do like two things at once and to like try. Where's the beginning of it? This is one of the first photos of her. We're just taking a break. But yeah, I just got a couple random photos. I didn't really get anything that great of her like out there. I think the best things that came from it were the ones here after the trip in the parking lot were the best photos. I think these are more of the things that actually worked instead of being out there in the wild. It was a lot harder. But yeah, I mean, there's a few times that I got her to just sit there and look at me or not look at me. But yeah, it was harder than I thought. I thought I'd do a lot better than this. But yeah, I still like some of these photos. And then yeah, definitely hard to catch like moments with the manual focus camera, because it takes a lot of time, and it's like, I'm not blaming the camera, but I mean, I'm still not fast with that camera at all. So a couple of things you do with the whole, I don't know if I talked about this before, but you got to get ahead and then pre-focus. So I pre-focus like this area, and then you just wait for them to come in. And I think I took the photo, well, she's pretty much in focus, kind of. But you could see the plane of focus is here, It falls off right after and a little bit before, so you can see the plane of focus is like this few feet area. And I think from what I was seeing, I wanted her to be here, but if she was here, she would have blocked these two. So you kind of have to, I pre-focused for here, but I saw that she was gonna block them, and I kind of, you want to see everyone and to have that like kind of leading down line, or like, see where they're going, just have some kind of photo structure. And if she was blocking, that would have been all busy. So yeah, I pre-focus, but then I could tell that it was going to be all jumbled, so I took the shot when they were a little bit more separated. And that's so part of it's anticipation, but then you got to also know like if it's going to work or not. Composition wise, there's another one I did on this trip like that. I don't like that these are all mixed up, man. Where is okay? So I was shooting this way, and I saw this guy jump this little gap, and that's a bad photo. Like, I had to turn quick to get the jump, and I turned, and then the girl actually stopped because she was worried about making this leap, and he did it real fast, and she actually looked at me and was like, "Damn, and you're gonna take a picture?" But I wasn't fast enough, I didn't have focus, and the camera settings was off as far as like shutter speed. I needed to stop the motion. And yeah, I don't know. I wasn't fast enough with the camera settings, and I have a bad photo because I didn't anticipate, or I don't know. I think I was there pointing it right, but yeah, the camera settings were just wrong. But also I was moving, because even if this is camera shake, because if I shot the photo right, these trees would have been in focus at least, and she would have been blurry. It still would have been camera settings wrong. But yeah, I moved anyways. So bad anticipation. I guess I didn't have time to pre-focus or set the camera settings up. But yeah, I was trying to get that motion, that jump. Then I don't know what the hell is this. I went back to shooting this crap. This is horrible. I don't know why. It seemed cooler there because it just like looks like it dropped off. But yeah, this is crappy. So I guess we're in the photo review section. This was after the trip. I decided to get portraits of everyone. Let's just see if there's anything that stands out. Yeah, I think still my favorite ones of Alicia are the ones, her portraits, after the fact. Good moment here. I don't know, I forgot what they were doing. Ladybug. So a couple good moments. I use the timer on the Mamiya 7. Hey. This might be an okay clean photo. Reflection on the thing. Man. So Teal pointed out, we were up here walking back to camp, and he said something about photography. He said, I think he said something like, I think is this like good lighting, or like I presume this is good lighting. He said something like that, and it's even lighting. And I guess in photography, you're not always looking for even lighting. You kind of want changes in lighting and dramatic lighting, or like, you know, uh, differences in tones. When you're thinking about black and white or scales, grayscale, uh, dark points, zone system, all that stuff. You want a lot of different changes. So, I mean, it would have been cooler if like these were trees were in like silhouette and this was lit and the mountains were dark and like it was just crazy looking. So even lighting isn't always the best lighting. It looks good, like just hanging out or like, you know, if you want to chill and soak up the sun and some nice even sun. But yeah, I guess even lighting's not necessarily the best lighting. All right, this could almost end soon. So some bad pictures altogether. I don't know if it's because if I felt like I had 90 shots of film ready and I had to take them all, so I was just kind of taking a gang of photos. I don't know if I was just trying to take a gang of too many photos and I needed to. I definitely think I spent too much time, or I spent like not enough time looking at photos or like making scenes, but I spent a lot of time taking photos because I definitely got through these 90 shots. This is probably one of my favorites. I cropped it like this. I don't like the line, or it's kind of okay, but how it makes a circle. Maybe if it was just on the top of his head, that might have been funnier looking or like, you know, different looking, but I think it's all right. So this is the Velvia in an overcast day. Normally when shooting Velvia, it's great for like bright sunlight days because it's Velvia 50 ISO, so it needs a lot of light. So this was definitely a tough situation to shoot, just because your camera settings had to be low as fuck. You can see the look in this guy's eyes, like, man, I need to catch some fish. Yeah, at this point, Maggie was kicking our ass and catching all the fish. I think I remember, you know, him struggling. I remember him going all the way out to the other side of the lake to fish, to find some luck. But they were biting like right, I think on the other side of this log here, and then like to the left in like the brush. I like fishing in the brush. Yeah, so another bad photo with a bad leading line. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. Trying to get the detail of the fallen tree in the leading line. That's crappy. Lifestyle. So yeah, our setup is for the rain in the morning, just to protect us a little bit. So yeah, more Velvia. You could tell that how saturated the blues are with Velvia. Like in this, I knew specific. I get it. This. Damn, what time is it? 12:30. But I knew specifically if I shot this blue tarp, the blue would saturate with the Velvia film. So I'm glad. I'm really like, this is like no editing. Let's see if it is no editing. But yeah, this is, I'm pretty sure it's like no editing, straight from film scan. So before, after, yeah, no editing. But yeah, it just saturates blue really well. That's why you shoot in the daytime and shoot blue skies a lot with Velvia. You can see it kind of come out there. Can't really tell. But here's another example of Velvia's, how you got to be on point. You could see up here how the forest kind of just went straight to black. That's that you kind of lose a lot of information. And yeah, you got to be on point with Velvia, and it doesn't have a huge exposure latitude. That's why a lot of people are scared to shoot Velvia, because you'd fuck up a lot easily. But yeah, I like it. I like shooting Velvia. It's fun. Is this Velvia? Are you Velvia? Yeah, Velvia. Some Ektar. So yeah, I shot a bunch of different kinds of film. Ektar, Portra, Velvia. I think from now on trips, I'll probably only bring Portra and Velvia films. No, I think I'm gonna stop using Ektar. Damn it. What else? What else? So this is one of my other favorite photos of Alicia. Yeah, it was cool to just have something to do, like photograph someone. And like they kind of knew I was photographing her, like, you know, my job. Not my job, but you know, that was part of it. Like I was going to be taking some photos of her. So it's cool to have like a subject running around doing stuff, and you kind of just, you know, trying. But it's a trip. I think because I've had 90 shots, like I took 3 photos of her, when really one was probably going to be good enough. I'm not too hip with the whatever she's doing here. But I like this one because it reminds me of the Korn album. Yep. Dup. I was about to do it. Boom. So this is what happens when you open the film back, when you don't realize you have film, and when you realize you have film, and when you didn't know you had film in there. Rookie mistake for sure. I don't know why I did it, but it made some light leaks. This was going to be one of my favorite photos, but all these light leaks, but I think it's still okay. It turned out cool. And look at this again. I think because I brought too much film, I shot one. I think this is a double scan. I shot it twice. Why would I shoot this same scene twice, man? Only because I had too much film. But yeah, some light leaks. I don't know. Made it interesting. On the hike to Mosquito Lakes 2. Where's Waldo? Where's Waldo? I gotta get these shots to Teal, man. How do I get these to him? You see him? He's right there. Sorry, it's taking a minute to sharpen up. But yeah, he's there. He's in a couple shots. Again, though, it's a trip. I shot this twice. It's a trip now because I don't shoot that much at all. Like, I'll take maybe one shot. I probably won't even take the shot. But, yeah, it's just trippy, man. How much less I shoot with film, which is good. It's a good thing. Where's he here? No one's here. 1, 2. Yeah, so it is awkward also to try to just follow someone around and shoot them, trying to catch natural moments. She's putting on a shoe. Trying to find some natural reactions. It's hard to do that. If you don't, I don't know if this photo's on. Alright, I think that's it though. Oh, at one point I got a piece of paper stuck in the camera, which I didn't know about. And that's what happened to that. So there it goes, messed up a couple photos. Oh man, that's it, I got through it. Oh shit, I'm fucking tired. 12:38 at night. Mineral King area is nice. This is a recap. Camping with people for the first time. Make it easy for them, or trick them, and say it's a 3-mile hike, but really it's a 3-mile hike with a fucking gang of elevation gain. Make it as comfortable for them as possible. Camp at Mineral King. It's better than normal Sequoia if you like seclusion, less sightseeing, more hiking, just hiking. And then camera wise, maybe 90 shots was too many photos, man. There's too many photos. I didn't really get anything that great on this trip. I don't think I printed anything from this trip. I liked that I actually did this. I never do this. So you got to take portraits of everyone while we're out there, and then the group shots, pretty cool. So, but then yeah, I like these two, these natural ones. Photo wise, I think bring less film. Try to anticipate everything, but you know, that's hard. You gotta pick your poison, man, because I had that Velvia in, and then it started getting cloudy, and then, you know, you're kind of stuck with a roll of film in your camera until you use all the shots. But if the weather's not cooperating, and just not the right time of day to be shooting that type of film, you're kind of stuck with it, and you gotta just either start shooting a lot and waste the film and put a new type of film in, or just wait it out and don't shoot. I think wait it out. I should have waited it out. So camping with new people. Camping at Mineral King is good. And shoot, but not too much. Don't shoot too much. Coming from a photographer, don't shoot too much. Alright, man. So the goal is to get these done daily from now on. I got a few left. May 10th. Fuck, man. Really, it was supposed to be by my birthday on the May 13th. Let's finish them by then, but we'll see. We'll see. Anything else? Yeah, go check out my prints for sale. I'm supposed to have some new prints soon from the lab. So school's closing soon, so I gotta get a few new prints in. Yeah, I think that's it. What is this? Mineral King.